What's up, guys? I'm Jovani, and I am standing here with my boy Fitz Mofor, and he's running for Delegate. Tell us about where you're running.
So I'm running for District 9A in the Maryland House of Delegates, and it's actually about 20% Montgomery County and 80% Western Howard County. You have Glenelg, Lisbon, West Friendship, Clarksville, River Hill, and then Damascus and Clarksburg. It's a actually competitive district for conservatives. In the last election cycle, the incumbent Trent Kittleman, a Republican, lost by just 100 votes. So we fully believe that if we can message on the kitchen table issues, cutting taxes, tax relief, reducing energy costs, updating infrastructure in our district, we will be successful ultimately on election day.
Now, we're here at the Carroll County Legislative Breakfast. There were several, of the Carroll County delegation that's kind of giving us an idea of what's going on in Annapolis. What did you hear from the delegation today about what's going on in Annapolis, what they're focusing on, and if it's really addressing the concerns of Marylanders?
Right now in Annapolis, the Democrat-led supermajority in the legislature is really focused on activist legislation, where there is the no cooperation with ICE and ending the 287G program, or ending the face coverings, as Senator West said, is unconstitutional with the Supremacy Clause. And there's very little focus on affordability. Unfortunately, affordability right now is more of just sloganeering for political gain and campaign rhetoric. And HB1, which is supposed to be the marquee legislation, supposedly talks about this ratepayer protection from these greedy CEO BGE leaders or what have you. And it's only going to save ratepayers about $1 or so. So we actually need real ratepayer relief, bringing down actual energy costs, and not just having affordability as a political slogan, but actually enacting it through policy making and legislation.
BG&E came out with a commercial saying we need more competition. What does that say about the legislation that's going on in Maryland if one of the power delivery companies is saying we need more competition?
Imagine that the people in the monopoly are saying we need to break up a monopoly. And that's the problem with Maryland right now, is that we need more competition, especially with delivering and transmission energies to ratepayers at different households, to ultimately bring down the cost. But it's hard for us to have more competition and break up the monopolies, where you have all these environmental regulations, you have all these bureaucratic red tapes in terms of going through the permitting process and bringing these new energy companies here in Maryland. And that's really ultimately why I want to go down to Annapolis, is to actually peel back those layers of bureaucracy, provide the financial incentives to new energy generation companies that could come here into our state, invest, and ultimately bring down our costs. The data and AI economy is coming. It is what it is. There's nothing that we can really do anything to stop it. But one thing that I really would love to see is having the data companies actually also coming in and bringing in their own energy too also. So they'd be able to actually create energy for their high energy needs too also, and then maybe even bring down costs for ratepayers in the surrounding areas, because they would also be able to provide energy transmission to them too also. So, but unfortunately in Annapolis, it's business as usual, solar, win. No, we actually need fossil fuels, natural gas, and that kind of thing too also.
I appreciate you taking the time, Fitz, man, and definitely wish you well on the campaign. We might see you tonight on Just a Guys podcast. We'll see.
I would love to.
But
Thank you so much,
all right, man.
Appreciate you.